Hello, my name is Josh and welcome to the JJ Revs 21 karting channel. You join me on a very cold winter's afternoon for the first karting adventure of 2026. We are heading off to Wakefield karting in about 5 minutes time to do a 30-minute session with Max and one of Max's mates, Ruben. Hopefully you'll see him. I'm not guaranteeing that you will see him. I mean, I'm quick enough to catch him, but yeah. So he's one of his mates from school, and this is the first time I'll be racing against him, so I have absolutely no clue what to expect. It is a Saturday afternoon at 2:43, so yeah. So the first karting adventure of 2026. Oh Jesus, it's quite cold out here. How warm is it? 2 degrees. It's a whopping 2 degrees here in very, very sunny for once Doncaster as we head our way down. But yeah, thank you a lot for watching this intro. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into the first race event of 2026. As we now finally set off and kickstart our 2026 season. One long video for you guys to kick us off for the 2026 season. I've just said that twice, haven't I? That just sums up the perfect start as we are weaving quite strengthily as we start lap 1 of 88 and the lights go green. Now, immediately off the bat, I'm going to get the obvious out the way. We are in some new gear once more for this year. We are in a new set of gloves, which are brighter and more red than usual, and we're in a bigger suit because I'm an absolute fatty now. As we have got Ruben, who is struggling to keep his car pointed in the right direction, and we've got Max in front. As we're off now, we are hugging the wheel down the straight. We're going to look for a gap on Max. We're going to absolutely lunge up the inside, and that is the first overtake of many for today. As we've got Ruben in front, we're going to have a look for a dive, but Ruben knows how to plant his car to the inside. We're going to nearly go for it there as well. Ruben's no slouch by the looks of things, and I've just absolutely murdered him, and the camera has decided to go on ball cam, or Max has killed me, I don't know. I was saying that he's a quick driver here just because I'm nice, and Max just decides to absolutely bum him while I'm speaking to him, because Max has also got a new visor, and Ruben's let me go. That's just put him out his misery a little bit, as we've got 2 rookies, because yes, this is a public session, and then we've got another member, and we've got Ty up the road in the Cookie Monster helmet. It looks good on him. There's count number 16 looking quite quick. Hang on, I've still got the piece of paper from a month ago. Alright. It'd be Morgan Hanton, who this kid is. Never heard of the guy in my life, but we're going to go side by side with him through there, and he's going to nearly put us into a wall, so I'm just going to give him the same treatment back. And we've got car number 8 here, who is just going to absolutely rail me into a wall, as kart 16 has just come back through, as I'm going to stick to kart 16's backside and absolutely power a dive into that corner, into T1, and we are going to make that move stick with quite a little bit of contact, to say the least. And we're gonna practice our Euro leans for Club 100 in 2 weeks, when the time the voiceover's made, as we are going Silverstone Yes, Silverstone, and I will have the GoPro strapped on for that. Well, not onto me, onto the car, obviously, because Club 100 rules. But it is what it is, as we are about to kickstart onto lap number 5 of many. God, this voiceover is going to be long, but that's alright. Right? Anyways, so we have got car number 21 next to the road. We're going to look for a move. No. But is there a move available there? No, but there we go. Switchback. As first switchback of the year, my favourite type of move to do, as we're making a lot of ground on tyre already. As I'm gonna make sure I've got my lap times here, so I'm keeping track. Yeah, we have got, I think this is kart 6. I thought that was a black flag, but it's a blue flag for him. So I was like, a black flag? Really? No, it weren't a black flag at all, but I thought it was at the time. We are in kart number 15 for this session, and if you know me, you know I already have... Oh, it's yellow. And we're going to let kart 11 back ahead just because of the memes. I've got quite a bit of history with kart 15, always being the first kart I have when going to a new circuit, such as Bradford or Sheffield when the new karts were brought into the building. And obviously it's got a bit of wealth to me for first kart 2026, so always a good thing. Is we're going to wave to Max and Ruben, and we're just going to absolutely bomb it past kart 11 just because I feel like it. And onto the brakes now. We're really keeping these corners really tight, which is something I wasn't expecting, as it's my first race of the year, so I would have been surprised if I brought some really good lap times to the table. I was hoping to get some 39s, which I did do, but that's a story for a later date. Well, a later lap, because it is absolutely miles away. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. 88 laps in this session. 88. But obviously I'm not going to make you sit through all 88. I think it's the first 60, lap 81, which is the fastest, and then the final lap. Because my GoPro somehow it's decided to last the full hour. How it did that I will never know, because my old GoPro wouldn't do more than 45 minutes. As I got a new one, if you remember, back after I launched it off the car at Wilton. Yeah, Wilton, Rower in the old test day. And it went all across the track. So we're gonna pass, I don't know what kart that was that kart 8 or something? Kart 8 or kart 9? I don't know. Let me know. As we're watching Ty, absolutely, he's taking on all these drivers like no tomorrow. As we're gonna get past kart number 8 just like so. Thank you very much for letting me through. As obviously I was very knowledgeable about that. So, new karts at Avago I will be going to test at a later date. Hopefully a very soon later date, because I am absolutely dying to go. And oh, that's nice. I'm absolutely dying to go and test those buggers out, because they look really, really good. And then I went to Leeds the other day for Tom's last one, end of an era for Astro Motorsport in Monday Night League. So obviously I'll say my thank yous and everything in that video, which should be coming out very soon after this one, because this one's took over a month to edit. It may look absolutely lazy, it's taken a month to edit, but I've just not had the time. Obviously as a 15-year-old kid, there's a lot I need to do, there's a lot of responsibilities, and a big responsibility that's coming up is the start of my mock exams, so that's always going to be a bit of a challenge to fight past them. But it's the school holidays, so I've got time to do loads of editing and keep myself to myself for a while. But yeah. So instead of me yapping about my outside life, can we get back to the racing now, Josh? Please. I mean, there's not really much happening at the minute. It's just open space. It's just me and Ty not even battling. Which you can see, I don't look too confident in this car number 15. I'm not very surprised that I'm not confident in this car number 15 because, well, it's car 15 and I'm not a 15 kind of guy. My number's obviously 21. And well, speaking of 21, right mate, I'm gonna absolutely launch my first risky move into the chicane. And we're catching up to a little bit of a train here, so Ty's going to decide to go 3 wide, make a double overtake, and I'm just going to murder the kid in front of me, of course, because that's the sort of stuff I do, and he's nearly just launched himself into the abyss. Anyway, where was I? I've lost myself. Obviously my race numbers are number 21, and for this next season for Club 100 I will be rocking number 92, which will actually be quite good because I like the number 92. And it also, this is completely irrelevant, it fits my sim perfectly as well. But yeah, I do like the number 92, so I'm okay with that. I got lucky in the draw. However, I have now the full calendar for Club 100 in my hands because I know I've no longer forgotten it. So if you bear with me a second, there. So the calendar I have got for this season is the 27th and 28th at Silverstone. I'm not doing Wilton Mill down to me being on holiday, so I'm going to try find a karting track in Spain because why not? I'm joking. I won't find a karting track in Spain. What if there's one at the hotel? That'd be sick. I might take the GoPro just for that. Then we've got GYG, no testing, so it'll just be May 9th. Raura, 17th and 18th, since I'm doing testing. No testing for the second GYG, so it'll just be August 15th. Testing at PFI for the 29th and the 30th, since I am actually doing the championship, believe it or not. Choo choo! Doing a train here, and I'm gonna slip it past Ty and do a double overtake! Wow, that hurt. I've got a sore throat, by the way. And lastly, at Warden Law for the 25th and the 26th, since I'm doing the test of September. Did I always say September? I don't know. So that's going to be the calendar for this year for Club 100. Obviously, it's going to be a very good season, I hope. But yeah, I reckon I will get some sort of podium for Club 100. And I'll be off my head about it because obviously I love my podiums. I am yet to add to my podiums of the Rebel Racing Onewell Clubby, where I picked up a second, and that was March 31st. Because we're going to let Ty through just because, well, obviously I want some footage instead of me just driving around in circles for an hour. Well, 46 minutes as this video will play out. But I want to add to my high podium streak of... I just want to add to my podium streak, alright? But, yeah. So, I've already run out of karting things to talk about, apart from the video, of course, but I've run out of extra sidelines. I want to go back to Sheffield! But Ty's going to launch a move on kart 16. Is kart 16 going to be spatially aware? I hope so. And we're going to just slot through and we're going to get past 11 in the process. Jesus Christ, there's a lot happening here. Oh, Ty! I've just been bullied! And again! Crash Masters! So car 16 has just decided to whack me up the butt twice, just because I was going slow, to my very high pleasure about that. Am I going to shake my head? Am I going to shake my head? No. Voice crack. No, I'm not going to shake my head because I've already let my anger out with that hand signal. As Ty is obviously going to be picking up a fuss in a moment, because I know he's going to do something stupid, because it's Ty. As I said to him in his TikTok live, I just quote what he said, so Josh just called me stupid. I did call him stupid, not in his TikTok comments. But yeah, I did call him stupid just because it's banter, innit? Yeah, lap number 20. We have nearly reached a quarter of the way through the session. By this point, I was feeling really good. I was feeling like I've just come out of retirement and I have no fatigue at all. And oh, we're just gonna bully Ty one, aren't we? Get on. But no, we're 15 minutes into the voiceover now. As I was saying so far, I feel really, really good. It's not often I feel this good in 15 minutes into a race. I'm normally starting to denature at this point and start bogging down. But in the 15-minute mark, I feel really good. As I was telling Ty to slow down since the cart there, travelling at 2 miles an hour. Feeling quite possibly the best I've ever done at the start of a session. Not needing anything, just me and the cart and a little battle. As I'm bouncing the cart. Keep moving, cart! I did have a slight suspicion that my chain was going to snap. About halfway through the session, between here and halfway, because it was starting to grind going through turn 1. I don't know if it is noticeable, but I was starting to grind as, whee, there's the leans. We love to see it. I'm looking awe in the process. I'm really not. However, great, I've just dropped something. I felt aura in the cart when I was doing that. However, I really wasn't, because, I mean, it was the most force lean I've ever done. But hopefully, this sounds really stupid. I hope to get a couple of sessions in the wet to just show how terrible I am in wet conditions. Because like wet in dry, we're not going to bring up Rower again, are we? Because that was embarrassing. No, so I'm really poor in wet conditions, especially in an owner car, but obviously since we're not doing that this year, unfortunately, I wish we could, but unfortunately that's something that has to be taken away for other opportunities. But like I said, I want to showcase how I am in the wet, because obviously you guys haven't seen that. So we're going to go up the inside. It's overtake central. It's absolute overtake central. Is that? Hold the phone. That's Max. Where's he come from? We're nearly lapping Max here. Just going to go up the inside of the driving a pink suit. It looks good on him. I want to wear a pink suit. As we're catching up to Max now. And obviously, you know me, I'm not going to be going very easy on Max, because obviously FRE limbs. As we're going to throw the dive bomb. If you've seen my TikTok, you know what's going to happen. He's going to decide he wants to go fat wide into the chicane, and I'm going to take that place straight off him. And, well, he's just going to sit back there and be depressed. My watch is updating. Since when did I want you? Oh, Ty! What's going on here? I'm going to block Ty off. I'm going to nearly murder him in the process. I'm hearing things. We're going to nearly murder Ty in the process of blocking him off. Just look who's this? Cart number 8. Oh, no, it's cart number 9. So he did a 41.3. That's quick. If he's just a random guy racing, that is quick. I mean, Ty did a 39.1 and I did a 38.9, but Ty's a staff member, as I'm just going to rod Ty because I find it funny. As Max did a 40.9, Ruben did a 40.2. What? Well, to be honest, Max had an absolute crap box for a car, and I'm going to annoy Ty, and he's going to just overtake me on a yellow. Ty, what are we playing at? Butterfly, which to my amusement was absolutely hilarious. As we're just going to sit back in this train. Max is right behind me now, as we've seen Max before we've seen Ruben. That's sketchy. Don't like that. I'm not doing that again. That was sketchy. Coming around there. As lap 28. I'm surprisingly not running out of things to talk about now. But yeah, after all of that, can we go back to wet weather? But yeah, like I said, I just want to show you guys how it is in wet conditions with a driver like me, of course. But obviously it will be a great lot of fun because we'll be seeing karts spinning everywhere. It will be hilarious if I could get that. It might rain at Silverstone, which is something I am quite concerned about because obviously I've never driven Silverstone and I don't think most of the drivers will have done. As I'm going to try get the weather forecast up for you, as I am currently searching for that as we speak. I'm not getting distracted, don't you worry. I am trying to find it. Apparently it's going to say cool and unsettled with chances of rain. You might be getting some rain at Silverstone. Just something I really want to see. I do love me a wet weather event. But just for everyone doing Club 100, please make sure to bring an umbrella, just in case. Because obviously, with the weather that we're having at the minute, it is absolute depression. We've just had rain after rain after rain. I don't think where I'm sat here, I don't think I've looked out my window and seen no rain for quite a long time. That's how depressing we are on at the minute. What else? What is this? Oh, so Leeds. Yeah, Leeds, obviously Tom's last one. There was a little bit of controversy with Max that we'll speak to you about in that video when we get to it. What is it to say? Thing is, it's just with me and Ty battling. Oh, and I'm stretching my arms. I'm not like Ty, alright, I'm not dangerous. Just because we're battling Ty all the time, there's nothing really happening at the minute. I mean, Ty's obviously going to be laughing at this because he's getting loads of camera time being put on YouTube. By the way, he had a broken finger at the time. They'll be enjoying all the time he's getting on YouTube. And I'm just sat here complaining because there's no footage. And there's Ruben and I'm just going to bully Ty! And Ty's just going to kill him. And I'm going to put myself here. And I've just been eating a barrier. And then there's Ruben on. Oh, this is messy. This is really, really messy. And Ty gets a no bumping board. What was... Oh, yeah, to be honest, Ty did kind of kill the kid. But, come on. I should have got that since I went for it dive that I shouldn't have done. Switch back! And up the inside. We swap-a-doo-da-da on cart number 12. Don't ask what that was. I'm just making up words to speak at this point. As we're now, I'm gonna give you this now. We're just over halfway through the video because it will be on premiere. So for you guys watching, we are about halfway through the video now. So this is about the time where I'd say pause the video, get your popcorn or something, because, well, you might want something to eat. I don't know, but I definitely could not do with some popcorn right now, because I am absolutely stuffed on food. But anyways, me and Ty are just going to be sitting here in the train as me and Ty bring our autism selves out to play a little part in this video. As who's this? Whoa, is that Ruben behind? I can't tell if that's Ruben behind, but Ty's gonna lunge up the inside of Mr. Crash. There's a Mr. Crash here, well, Mr. No Spatial Awareness is gonna switch back me and decide it's a good idea to make me eat a barrier, which obviously to my displeasure, and I don't want to let Ruben through, obviously to my displeasure, I was not happy with that. So now it's my job to absolutely bully this guy into this corner, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I see a gap, I'm going to take it, even if I'm 3 kart lengths back, I was going to take that. Now as we swoop into the final corner, lap number 36, at some point I will start trying new steering tactics, just because I didn't know what to do, and driving in a circle wasn't going to fit the pattern. As I wanted to try, this is now my time to practice more than any other time in the season. This is my time to, in a sense, warm up. As we're about to cross the boundary of our first video stint, as it's about to cut now. There. As it's now the crossover. That was a terrible clap, by the way. Can we redo that? There we go. As we're going to redo that, as it will cut there, because that is the boundary between 2 videos, because GoPro doesn't put it all into one, which is actually kind of smart. As we're getting into this halfway point now, everyone, well, kart number 8 had come off by this point. They completed 26 laps, and it's just took me another 11 to realise that kart 8 had seen the end of it. Unless he was done back. Oh no, because someone else, the same last name, he did nearly double. And so this is about the time where drivers are going to start to come off circuit now. No wait, is that kart 8 there? It's kart 9. No way, kart. Oh, I'm getting this all wrong. I think kart 8 is probably about 5 laps down, so it would have come anyway. It's down to how many laps completed, not how many I've done. What an idiot I am. Anyways, so right, I'm gonna try think of something relevant to say here. Oh no, I'm not gonna change my steering. By this point, I'm treating this as like an F1 practice session. If you've ever played a modern F1 game, you would know about the quick practice method that they use to get free resource points. I am putting those into my head to work on things, then put them to the back of my mind for practice while I work on another thing. I like to practice that out. So it's kind of stupid, but also not stupid in a way. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Jesus. I've been yapping for 27.5 minutes. You're probably getting sick of hearing my voice as Ty's let me go, and I've just got clear airspace so I can just start saving laps. There's nothing. Oh! pink suit! It's the pink suit guy! Get in! I'm about to say nothing's happening, but it's the pink suit guy that's come back. Let's give him a quick wave. Well, obviously I'm not gonna wave to him, but I'm gonna give him the type of wave as I used as an overtake. See what I did there? As he's gonna go up, and so we're gonna go up the inside and take the place off him, rather unsurprisingly, because he got shown the blue flag. And quiet track again for a little while, which is something I like to see for that time, but something you don't really want to see for obviously content. It's not really rocket science, is it, Josh? Don't worry, there's skipping 20 laps. You can wait for 20 laps. You can hear me for another, what, 15 minutes? You're gonna be sick of hearing me by the end of this video. Obviously, at this point, I am wondering how long's left, because this is the sort of stage where I'm like, right, I want to know how long's left. Not because I'm getting bored, it's because, like, I just genuinely want to know, or for basic reasons, because I needed to. What's the word? Let my bladder have a rest, as we'll say. Yeah, I got to the point that I needed to go, but it wasn't even that bad. There's the new steering input. We're adapting the Ruben Melia trend, as he does as we've hit the 30-minute mark, as he uses for his leads videos, as we've hit now the 30-minute mark. So, whoa, that's a late chuffing dive. Jesus, Ty's fallen through. I'm screenshots. I forgot about that. Anyway, so by the halfway point, this is a halfway point update, which is what you were expecting. Fatigue levels are starting to become apparent, but aren't as yet apparent because obviously it's only half an hour. I can last longer than that. Brain tiredness levels are starting to creep a little bit, but it's fine. And my adrenaline is through the roof, and I feel like I've just drunk an energy drink and it's starting to set down. So basically, I'm feeling good, but not as good as I did. However, there's about 60 grams worth of adrenaline pumping through me. So, yay! Wait, does adrenaline even come in grams? Hang on. And we're just gonna let Ty through, and there's water on the track there. I'm googling how much adrenaline's used. I don't even know if this is a thing. Let me find out. Google load. Right, it just doesn't work. I feel like I've got loads of adrenaline pumping through me, is what I'm trying to say. Ignore me at times because I make absolutely no chuffing sense. We're just going to casually pretend I didn't shout at myself, as we're going to watch Ty decide to be a bit of a pleb here and waste his time as we're in another train. So it's my turn to do the choo-choo. As Ty's going to look for a dive, he's going to do a double. I'm going to also follow him through the double. As we're going to check how long's left. It said about 32 minutes, if I even saw it. You'll see me flick my camera down a lot because I wanted to check how long's left. Because I'm me, and I'm different. Instead of enjoying myself, I have to have a look at how long's left. Obviously I did enjoy myself, but hey ho, we're gonna have the hands a little bit down on the wheel this time instead of up. Oh, whee! The marshal's fallen off the tyre. Whee! Because we're gonna take the mick out of him a little bit. Because we're gonna stick his thumbs up at him and laugh to myself, obviously, because I find that absolutely chuffing hilarious. Because of me, I find everything funny. I'm a cheerful chap. Ty, what's he gonna do? It's the pink suit guy! We've got to get past him here. Whee, we did. Let's go. That felt good to say, actually. Jesus. This is why I need a cough sweet on standby. Give me a moment. This is why I always need a cough sweet on standby in these processes, just for afterwards. As Ty's weaving. That's not Ty. That's not right. That's not fair racing, yeah. I think we've got to give him a penalty for that. 6-week penalty. Send him to BIKC, please. That's more than 6 weeks away. What is he doing? Why is he leaning like that? What the flip? As we are now about to go onto a milestone. Has he just fallen off the tyre again? I didn't see. As we're about to hit a milestone lap. Lap numero 50. We're going to celebrate that by absolutely dive bombing someone. And then we're going to try killing Ty. As 16's decided it's a good idea to play pinball and bounce off a wall. As we're going to perform the fattest and the first. Wait. I think I said it. Well, I'm going to say it again. Double switchback of the season. And it's lap number 50. It took me 49.5 laps to do that. Well done me, I've performed my first double switchback. And Ty got given a no bumping board. Whee! Oh, I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it out here. It is amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As I'm now working on my smoothness more than anything, because I've got it into my head from what Charlie was saying a little while ago that I need to be, well, has been repeatedly saying, to be a little bit smoother on the wheel, which is exactly what I'm implementing into my karting. There's water on the track at turn 1 now, as the driver I just overtook spun round, but I'm implementing what Charlie has been teaching me, because he's got a little bit more experience than me, is to push with the outside hand instead of pull the wheel. If that makes any sort of sense, you understand, but if it doesn't, just don't quote me. As we're going to start lap number 53. There's soon going to be a skip, guys, don't you worry. It's not long away now. As I'm just implementing something to talk about, as Max and Ruben are next up the road after this guy. Max and Ruben were battling on and off all race. I think they spent half their race, half their session, it's not really a race, half their session battling instead of actually trying to set fast times. As insert a zoom, because what a move! Ruben has absolutely, even though he's going to get sent the black flag, Ruben has just pulled the fittest dive bomb on Max. Ruben, I don't believe that. I don't believe what I've just seen. Volume warning, but I don't believe what I just saw there. Because now we're going to interfere with these two battling. I'm going to look at my lap times now. What lap are we on? 55, be 55. Oh, wait, we're going to give him a little wave. That's nice. And we're going to catch up to Max here. So, Max is next. Obviously, that car is saying no more now. It's begging for enough mercy. As you can see now, with the sky. If you noticed, coming down that back straight, from the start of the race to now, you'll see that it has got you'll see that it's got progressively darker, because this race took place at 4 o'clock in a January afternoon, so obviously it's going to be dark by 4:30, because that's Great Britain for you. And also something called science. I would know, but as I was saying, it has got extremely dark now, and I have a marker on the circuit for where my brake point is for that chicane, the double hairpin thingy that we just went through. But because it's just the light shining down on it now, it's getting progressively harder and harder to see. Obviously, it's going to be nailed into my brain by this point. But obviously, it's going to be progressively more difficult to take that corner at normal speed down just to the pure, like there. The first line's my braking point, not the line before the final light strike, and then the second one's my turning. Obviously it's going to be a little bit darker to see now, but harder to see because it's getting progressively darker outside as we speak, and the lights up here are so bright it is impossible to see where your braking point, well, nearly impossible to see where my braking point is for the double hairpin, but it is what it is really. That's fine, I can survive without it. What if I go into that wall with the tyres like that wall? If I do that, well, we can't do that. So, 40 minutes into the session now, so I'm going to give you my final update before, obviously, the skip through, because there is a skip through in 3 laps time, which will take us right to the fastest lap, and then from the fastest lap to the very end of the session, with the last lap, and then a 12-second outro from me because my GoPro was about to die and I haven't had time to make a new one. Did that make sense? Good. So, my final update is I feel, once again, really low on fatigue, but I need to go now. If you understand what I mean by that, that's fine. If you don't, then no. But I need to go to the loo. By this point, I needed to go, but that's all right. We can sacrifice that for a little bit more racing, can't we? No way! It was 2 laps, not 3 laps. What an absolute idiot! Set 1 maths, and you still can't do 59. Can't even speak now. 61 take 59. What an absolute pleb! Because obviously, we've got to the stage where now my brain is starting to disappear clearly, but nothing much will happen for the next 20 laps, which is why I've put a skip through in. We're gonna skip through at the absolute maximum speed, and it'll take us 6 seconds to get to the fastest lap. So you're very welcome as 100 times speed on. Now obviously I'm not gonna go through all the laps here, but we are going to skip to lap number 80 as we come through the final corner now to start the fastest lap of the session. If you've seen it on my we're on YouTube now, on my TikTok, you'll know what this is about, as we smooth the wheel, flick it in, bosh, straight to that apex, keeping it nice and tight through every single corner, keeping the foot pinned, of course, all the way around this section, and onto the brakes. Let the brakes go after a very short amount of time. Same here, it's just a double dab there, dab here. Most of these braking zones are just dabs apart from turn 1, and then into the final corner now, nice and smooth, no bouncing at all. And we're going to come up to the line and skip forward again. Why is it saying lap 61? We're going to skip forward again. We're just going to ignore the 61 there, as we will start lap number 88 here. Obviously we've crossed the start line by this point, as now I am feeling very, very low. I'm feeling like, yeah, this is going to be it soon. I'm feeling drained by this point, which is something that obviously will be to be expected, because, I mean, that's just the point of karting, isn't it? After so long you will get tired, and as we come into the final corner, I knew this would be the final corner at this point, as we come up to the line now, and that is it. What a session as we say hello to Max, and Max is going to be absolutely autistic here, as I'm going to do the exact same as him. But we are going to cut the voice over here, and you'll hear my post thoughts. We're going to rod each other coming into the pit lane. Thank you so much for watching. This has took so long to make, so any support will be amazing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the Leeds video very, very shortly. See you soon. Like and subscribe.
We survived the hour! Hang on, I need to take this gum. This was on 1%. How was it lasted? How on earth has this thing lasted? Well, very, very short outro from myself after, is it on 1%? Yes, 1%. Here's the lads. Right, so after that session, we're coming to the end of the hour. I'm going to make this outro short because I'm pretty much out of battery. Like and subscribe. Let's follow this karting journey on.